During the Dutch Golden Age, which spanned roughly the 17th century, Dutch ships were among the most numerous and dominant in the world. The Dutch Republic had a highly developed maritime and trading culture, which led to a significant expansion of their fleet. Dutch ships could be found in waters all around the globe, engaged in trade, exploration, and naval activities.
At the peak of their maritime power, it's estimated that the Dutch owned and operated a substantial portion of the global shipping fleet. Reports suggest that at its zenith, the Dutch controlled around 20–25% of the world's merchant ships. The fact that 1 out of every 4 ships in the world's oceans at that time was a Dutch ship shows how many ships the Dutch owned. The Netherlands is really great.
In 1492, the Spanish Inquisition was established by the Catholic monarchs Ferdinand II of Aragon and Isabella I of Castile. The Inquisition was a religious tribunal that was tasked with rooting out heresy and religious dissent in Spain. One of the first targets of the Inquisition was the Jewish community in Spain. Jews had lived in Spain for centuries, and they played an important role in the development of Spanish culture and society. However, the Catholic monarchs saw the Jews as a threat to the Catholic faith and ordered them to convert to Catholicism or be expelled from Spain. In 1492, the Jews were given 3 months to convert to Catholicism or leave Spain.
In 1492, Jews were asked to convert to Catholicism or leave Spain within 3 months. Were the Jews mostly rich thanks to business?
The Jews in Spain were mostly rich due to business. They had a long history of living in Spain and had played an important role in the development of the Spanish economy. They were often involved in trade, finance, and manufacturing. About 200,000 Jews chose to leave Spain, while about 80,000 converted to Catholicism. The expulsion of the Jews from Spain was a major event in European history, and it had a significant impact on the development of both Spain and the Jewish people. The expulsion of the Jews from Spain in 1492 had a significant impact on the Spanish government's finances. The Jews were a major source of tax revenue for the Spanish crown, and their expulsion led to a significant loss of income. About 200,000 Jews left Spain and settled in other countries, including the Netherlands. The Netherlands was a tolerant country at the time and guaranteed religious freedom to its citizens. This context made the Netherlands a safe haven for Jews who were fleeing persecution in Spain. During the Age of Discovery, many countries in Europe, including Britain, promoted overseas expansion under the name of the East India Company. And among them, the Netherlands, which enjoyed this heyday a step ahead, also established the East India Company. Many of the Jews who were expelled from Spain in 1492 settled in the Netherlands. In England, Puritans were persecuted by the Catholic government and settled in the Netherlands, then migrated to the New World again. Is that right, Gina?
Yes, Tony. Indeed, during the 16th and 17th centuries, a significant religious and political upheaval occurred in England, leading to the migration of Puritans to the Netherlands and eventually to the New World. The Puritans were a religious group within the Church of England who believed in purifying the Church from what they saw as remnants of Roman Catholic practices and doctrines.
They sought a simpler and more straightforward form of worship based on their interpretation of the Bible. However, they faced persecution and repression from the Catholic-leaning government and religious authorities. Fleeing religious persecution and seeking greater religious freedom, many Puritans initially migrated to the Netherlands, where they found a more tolerant environment. In the early 17th century, a group of these English Puritans, known as Pilgrims, settled in the Dutch city of Leiden. Is that right, Tony?
That's right, Bella. They lived there for several years but encountered challenges related to language, culture, and economic opportunities. In 1620, seeking a more permanent solution to their religious and social concerns, the Pilgrims decided to leave the Netherlands and set sail for the New World aboard a ship called the Mayflower. They eventually arrived in what is now Plymouth, Massachusetts, in North America. This marked the beginning of the Plymouth colony and one of the earliest successful English settlements in the New World. The Pilgrims' journey and settlement are often seen as emblematic of the pursuit of religious freedom and the establishment of self-governing communities in the New World. Their experiences laid the groundwork for the development of democratic principles and religious diversity in what would become the United States of America. However, the Jews were welcomed by the Dutch government, which was tolerant of religious minorities. The Jews in the Netherlands were able to practice their religion freely and to participate in the economy. They became successful merchants and financiers and made a lot of money. Some of the Jews who made a lot of money in the Netherlands invested in the Dutch East India Company. The Dutch East India Company was a powerful trading company that had a monopoly on trade in the East Indies. Dutch lands remained under Spanish rule until the 16th century and did not become officially independent until 1648. Although belatedly recognized as an independent country, the Netherlands pushed for overseas expansion one step ahead of England and France and enjoyed its heyday. In fact, the acquisition of overseas colonies by the Netherlands began not when the Netherlands was stable, but rather during the process of overcoming the crisis. When it was still under the rule of King Philip II of Spain, Philip II's territory was, of course, not limited to Spain at the time. Spain's territory at that time spanned what is now the Netherlands, Italy, France, parts of the America, and Southeast Asia, including Spain. At the time, about a quarter of Europe's population was under the rule of King Philip II of Spain, making it an incredibly powerful country. The name of the present-day Philippines originated from King Philip II, so you can see that Spain's status at that time was strong worldwide. Philip II, who literally ruled a world-class nation, continued to pursue expansionary policies with the slogan, "Even the whole world is not enough for me." Some people who lived in what is now the Netherlands gradually developed an animosity towards Philip II. The reason was none other than religion, but it was because Philip II, who had a strong Catholic-centered policy, accused and oppressed the local Protestant believers as heretics. In the end, 7 northern provinces declared themselves a Federal Republic of the Netherlands in 1581 and entered into a war of independence. The difference in strength was so great that one of the leaders of Amsterdam at the time remembered, "Compared to the King of Spain, we were rats fighting elephants." Paradoxically, however, from this point on, the Netherlands had to look abroad for survival.
In 1585, the Spanish sent troops to Antwerp to put down a Dutch uprising that, from their point of view, was nothing more than a minor rebellion. At the time, Antwerp was a commercially very important city in the northwest of Europe, but Spain chose a strategy of complete economic blockade in the process of reconquering this city. Spain had cut off routes to the sea and cut off most supplies to the city midway.
This containment policy caused a large-scale migration that was difficult to find in the pre-modern era. About 100,000 people left Antwerp for the Dutch Republic, and since it was a commercially important city, it also included many craftsmen and tradesmen. The Spanish containment policy of the Netherlands caused a large-scale migration of people from the Netherlands to other parts of Europe, and it also led to the outbreak of the 80 Years' War.
The Spanish containment policy was a series of measures taken by Spain to prevent the Netherlands from becoming a major power. These measures included economic sanctions, military blockades, and political assassinations. The goal of the Spanish containment policy was to prevent the Netherlands from challenging Spain's dominance in Europe and the Americas. Thank you for watching the video. The Dutch became a major global player. Part 1 provided by History and Current Events. Gina, Bella, Cindy, Helena, and Tony have contributed so far as narrators. Thank you.